First there was 4, 5 and 6, then there was 1, 2 and 3. Yes, the Star Wars franchise is one of the biggest film series to date, making billions of dollars.
But now a film production company's decided that the story isn't quite over in a galaxy far, far away.
Sometimes I think, yeah, like, oh, sequels are just a way to make more money, and they're never really as good as the first one. So I suppose one every year is a bit extreme.
I'm a fan of Star Wars, so whatever they bring out, I'll go watch it.
If that comes out every year, it's just going to really kind of ruin the special occasion when Star Wars comes out, and I think it'll ruin the legacy, to be honest.
I think there's a really rich backlog there to tap into. There's loads of books and stuff that I've read and whatever else, so I think it's good. It's better than it dying off. They're a good idea for the executives and the businesses, but I don't think they're a good idea in general. Like, you never get a really great sequel.
I personally might not go and see Star Wars, but if you're a fan, I would imagine they'd be delighted.
So there's some thoughts from people there about whether the idea of doing more is a good idea. So the idea is that Disney's saying a new Star Wars film of some kind will appear every year from 2015.
Yes, let's talk about that now with Mark Newbold, the editor of the Star Wars fan site. It's called Jedi News. Morning. And Karen Krizanovich, who's a film critic. Morning, both. Thanks very much. Mark, I'm kind of guessing here that you would like to see more?
I'd love to see more.
Why?
You can't have enough Star Wars. It's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing.
Is it? And they're sort of talking about spin-offs and looking at different characters.
Yeah.
Is that what you want? You just need more, do you?
Well, we didn't think we'd get any more at all until Lucasfilm and Disney did the whole merger deal last year, and they announced that they were going to do 7, 8 and 9. So that was a big deal anyway. To announce also that they're doing spin-offs is fantastic, because there's certain characters, especially to the fans, that are really kind of important and special. So to see them spun off and sort of expanded is, yeah, it's a good thing.
And Karen, I suppose from a film critic's point of view, if they're good, then they're worthwhile. But is that the way you'd see it? Otherwise, therein lies the problem.
Well, people don't realise that Star Wars is a wonderful brand, and it just couldn't die. This is why it's been brought back. And don't forget, I mean, Lucasfilm is now part of Disney. The good news is that it's mooted that they'll be filmed here, so that's very good for the British film industry. Yes, a good film is always better than a bad film, but what's important to see is that Star Wars is something that's going to boost Disney's income, and that's why this is happening.
I'm talking about money, because kind of key to all of this is how much money they spend on the films. And what's your feeling, Karen, that they will invest?
Well, within reason. This is a very strong brand. They've got J.J. Abrams doing the first one, who's really terrific, I think, and you couldn't really get a better director, right?
I agree.
Good.
Yeah.
But keeping up the quality is going to be interesting. And if you go on Reddit at all, and I'm sure that you do, you'll see that people go, some of the Star Wars films ruined my childhood. You know, so if you don't get them right, a lot of fans get very disappointed. But the important thing is that fans still love the franchise.
And so, am I missing something here? Is part of the joy of being a Star Wars fan the anticipation of the wait and the knowledge that you've got a long time to wait, maybe till the next one? Is that part of the fun? And if they're just churning them out all the time, does that start to get a little less exciting, necessarily?
I see what you're saying. I mean, we always had to wait 3 years for films back in the day, 77, 80, 83, and then we had to wait 16 years until episode 1, and it was the same cycle again. This time they're going to wait 2 years between films and throwing in a standalone film. I think because Disney's bought Marvel sort of 6 or 7 years ago, and now they've bought Lucasfilm, they're kind of modelling it on the Marvel style, in that they had Iron Man and then other standalone movies leading up to the Avengers. They're kind of doing the same, I think, with the Star Wars films, in that the saga movies, the 7, 8 and 9, will be the keystone films, and then you'll have the spin-off films in between.
But does it get less interesting because there's more of them?
No, because it's a big galaxy and there's lots of stories to tell.
Karen, what do you think?
Yes.
You think so? You just get oh, there's another one coming around.
Well, you know, if you love the franchise, you love disappearing into this universe of characters. You really don't care what happens. They could be frying an egg up there. You don't care. But and Marvel, don't forget, Marvel hasn't had a complete string of hits. They've had some failures too. If you love the franchise, you'll love what you're doing. If you just love good films, then it's going to be patchy.
Have you noticed, Karen, I mean, there seems to be a lot of, Iron Man, we're now up to Iron Man 3, a lot of sort of sequels, prequels, whatever they are. Is this because they're running out of ideas, or it's about money, is it?
It's about risk. Hollywood, people don't realize the studios are in trouble. Along with all other industry, everything is changing at such a rapid pace that they need to limit their risk. So they can't afford to do a really adventurous story. They need to, you know, go with something new.
Mark, on the sci-fi thing, we just asked people earlier on about ideas they'd like to see brought back.
Yeah.
Wayne says, Blake 7. It was a classic, he says. Bring back that, you remember?
I remember, yeah.
I can't also let you go without saying which characters you want to see starring.
I think it's a safe bet you'll see Yoda, so obviously a lot of people would love to see that. Lucas always said steer clear. By the way, Lucas announced he's getting married in June in Chicago. Don't know if that's been put on the news yet. Right. Congratulations, George. And also,
so I think
Yoda, Han Solo, probably Darth Vader as well.
Bit of Han Solo, can't argue with that.
He's marrying Yoda?
That really is news.
Thanks both, nice to see you.